All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division, or 40-pound division now, where Devin Haney will be fighting Regis Prograis, and sparks have been a-flying with accusations about Devin Haney, Bill Haney, and a cover-up. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 140-pound division, where we have a WBC title fight coming up on December 9th between Regis Prograis and Devin the Dream Haney. And it would not be a Devin Haney fight if there wasn't a bunch of back and forth talk and drama kicking off. And this time it is Regis Prograis doing his part in adding to the drama by making an accusation about Devin Haney, which would be how could you say a big old cover up. Now, before I get into the details of it, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you are a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really makes a huge difference to the channel. But let's get into this, man. Regis Prograis is parroting some accusations that were made by Rolly Romero. And what Rolly Romero said was about Devin Haney, that Devin Haney, and they've been saying this for a while. It's not the first time I've heard this from Rolly Romero, is that Devin Haney is not an undefeated fighter. He says that Devin Haney, when he turned professional and he had professional fights in Mexico, that he lost early in his career. So he is not an former undisputed champion. He's somebody with losses on his belts, and they covered it up in order to make him more marketable and easier to sell. Because as you know, in this time of boxing, if you got losses on your resume, on your record, people are going to say, well, you lost to this guy, you lost to that guy, and it's going to diminish your value, or people are going to try to diminish your value, even though I don't really think that should be the case, especially if it was true that Devin Haney had a loss against a professional fighter very early in his career, and it didn't make it on BoxRec. Now, do we know that this is true or not? No. And when I mean, do we know it's true or not? No. Don't know it's true. Don't know it's not true. And this is just one of these really funny things in boxing, because it is absolutely positively possible for you to have fights on your record that are not on your BoxRec record. That is a known thing to take place right now. Let me give you some examples of this. Guillermo Rigondeaux has like 5 or 6 fights, professional fights, that are not on his resume, not on his BoxRec. Lomachenko has 5 or 6 fights that are not on BoxRec, that are professional fights that he got paid to fight. And that, according to the official record keeper in the United States, are on his record. Because many people think that BoxRec is the official record. BoxRec is not the official record. The official record comes through something called Fight Facts. And Fight Facts, let me tell you, you might as well be trying to break into Fort Knox just as soon as you're going to get somebody's record off of Fight Facts. I have tried to get people's record off of Fight Facts for years, and I can't even get a return message from Fight Facts. But Fight Facts is the official record. So you have guys like Canelo Alvarez, and Canelo Alvarez says the same thing, but this is Canelo Alvarez saying it himself, that, hey, look, he's got more fights. He's had more fights in Mexico that are on his record, right? So why would this happen specifically in Mexico? Well, one, people fight under different names in Mexico. People will fight in fights that are not sanctioned fights in Mexico, right? People will fight fights, and then and the fights itself do not get reported into to BoxRec. The way that BoxRec works is that it has a bunch of independent volunteers that are sent results of fights, and then they upload the results of those fight cards onto BoxRec. So if they want to have professional fights and that organization doesn't want to send it into Fight Facts, don't want to send that into BoxRec, they don't have to send it into BoxRec. Matter of fact, if you look at the reason why there are sanctioned bodies at all is because there's so many fighters that would fight under false names, and they would say a guy would come in as 0-5, 5-0 fighter, right? But that man may actually have been fighting under different names and could have 22, 23, 30 fights, professional fights on his record. So the idea that it can happen it's well documented that type of stuff happens, and that is how it happens. But whether or not Devin Haney would do that, where Devin Haney is doing it under such a microscope, because Devin Haney's been on a microscope since he turned pro. Since he stopped taking amateur fights and turned pro. Now, you could say, well, maybe that's the reason that people know that he had a couple fights. And would I put it past somebody to go out there and have a couple fights, check out, and then let's kind of get like a running start into your professional career. Let's get in there. But if it ain't work, like say, because I think Devin was like 16 years old, right? And if it was 16 when this happened, who knows? They could have said that he could have went down there and when he was 15, just to kind of get a lay of the land, get a couple fights on a really small fight card, and one of them could have went south for him. Could have. However, we also have to ask ourselves, what difference does it make? What difference does it make? It's not like he didn't beat Lomachenko. It's not like he didn't beat George Kambosos, and he didn't beat Yuriorkis Gamboa and Jorge Linares and all the other world-class fighters that he fought, right? Because he beat those guys. So so safe to say, he's a very good fighter, and there's not a lot of reason for people to really put too much into this, Also, even if he did lose early in his career, Bernard Hopkins lost very, very early in his career. Marvin Hagler lost very, very early in his career. Lomachenko lost in his second official fight, the BoxRec fight, right? Robesi Ramirez lost, I do believe, his first fight. So look, man, it ain't impossible. And if it did happen, it really, for me, is a big, honestly, a big so what, right? Big so what? It ain't going to help Regis Prograis in the ring with Devin Haney if when they fight. I'm not saying Regis can't win, but a loss 5, 6, 7 years ago ain't really going to do it's probably not going to affect him. And if anything, that loss, if it's real, way early then could have actually helped Devin Haney. But look, man, it is what it is. People going to find, a lot of reasons to criticize a lot of things. It's not impossible, but I don't really see how it would be that big a deal. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.